Hello, wealthy family, and welcome to today's Mindset Monday. Thank you so much for coming and sharing some time with me. I love and appreciate you all. So, today's Mindset Monday is based off of my Nine Ether God Fest event. Okay, and I'm recording this on this device so I can hopefully edit and put some of the pictures, maybe even insert a video or two. Um, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it was such a great event. This event was hosted by Black Magic 363, better or also known as, he's not better known as, not yet, but also known as Radiohead Rich. He had some beautiful speakers. First up was Dr. B. Came in with his new medicine drum. He came in with this thing that looked like a pool noodle, but it made like this whooshing, whooping sound. And when he made it, I was thinking, I was like, that's how the vortex sounds. And he went on to explain like he bought these things that were supposed to be for his children, but he kept it for himself. And it turns out, it's the sound of the universe. And I was like, yeah, it's the sound of the universe. I just said that in my mind. Of course, he brought us together with our clapping of one, and it was just a beautiful experience overall. But yeah, I got up Saturday a.m. and drove up there. My drive was about 6.5 hours. It happened to be my brother's birthday that day. I don't know if I told you all. I feel like I have, but the whole month of February is my family's birthday. From just a whole everybody, right? From day two, right? February 2nd is my dad's birthday, all the way down to my birthday, February 28th, the last day. We have about 12 birthdays in our family, between all my siblings, right? My two brothers and my sister were all born in February. It's just so much. But so it happened to be my brother's birthday that Saturday. But I explained to him I had an event, but even though I was gonna come and spend the night at his house, don't count me in for any of your festivities. So I got up there at about 3 o'clock, hung out with them. They were leaving for dinner at about 4 or so. Um, and we hung out. I gave him his gift. He was so happy when he thought I brought him, one of the gifts I gave him was a bottle of champagne, and he pulled it out, and I guess it's not what he was expecting. So when he saw what it was, he was like, "Oh shit! Like, this is a bottle of champagne." He got it so excited. So that made me feel really good. And then I went to his dinner afterwards. Right, I got dressed for myself. Um, and then I went to his dinner. I just bought him a drink and said hi to everybody. My other sister was there, who lives up there in Georgia. My nieces, their significant others. So I got to see them all in one walk. Gave them all kisses. Went on to the event. Got to the event at about 6:40. I went to stand in the line, and I was like, this line is kind of long. I don't want to stand in this line. So I was texting my people who was there. I was like, hey, are y'all here? Are you in line? They're like, oh, yeah, we're inside already. We're going to have so-and-so come get you. And I said, okay, bet. So I thought they were coming out the door to come and get me. But they were like just coming to the front, like where security is, so that I would know where the seat is, because they saved me a seat as well, which I didn't know. And I'm so grateful for it. Thank you, sisters. Y'all so beautiful. Thank you so much. But as I was walking up front, I saw one of the beautiful gods, one of my regulars. He's a viewer as well. And he was like, hey, Ascendant. And I was like, hey, what's up? And we got to talking. And I just slid right on with them. Security just checked my stuff. So gratitude, gratitude, gratitude for letting me come in with you all. But I walked in and I just felt it. You just felt the wave of whoosh of energy, right? It was buzzing, right? There were a lot of people there already. I so the table vendors, you had KT the Arch Degree, you had Dr. Be Serious, you had Billy Carson, you had King Simon, who had Aquarius Maximus Mother there in the booth with him. Who else did we have? We had um, Live Water was out there. You had Brother Yosef. Uh, just so many people. We had Mo out there with his old. So proud of him. So proud of you, Mo. Just a lot of people. And I'm sorry. Ra Cool was there doing his stuff. A Rashid was out there. Brother Yosef. I said that. Oba was out there. So, and I apologize if I'm forgetting some people, but yeah, it was just so beautiful connecting with everyone, seeing everyone face to face. You know, it's always good to be a social butterfly and come in that connection. So after Dr. B's performance, Brother Rich had sent a song. He was like, "This is the song that is basically the theme of us coming together," and it was synchronicity. Oh my goodness, I forget the name of the song. I'll put it here, but it's an old song. All right, you got to believe, right. Keep your head to the sky, right. Um, so Dr. B and Brother Rich sang that song when Dr. B was done, and drumming it out. It was so cool. It was so good. He had his breathing. It was amazing. Then Aaron Lyons came, and when I came in, I was like, "Yep, Aaron, where is her table?" But she wasn't set up yet. And I was manifesting to see her before she went on. And I tell you no lie, I was standing at the table getting my live water, and she came in. I saw her husband first, but they came in from like the side. They didn't come in from the main part, so they came from the side. And when she walked in, I turned around my water, and I saw her husband, and I was like, "Is that Adwali?" And then it was her. I was like, "Oh, Erin!" And I know I startled her because she looked. She was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Hi, hey, how you doing?" And she's like, "Hey, how are you?" And I said, "It's me, it's an infant goddess." And she was like, "Oh, hey, how are you?" But her husband was like, "Come on, we got to go. We're running late. We got to set up, whatever." So she went up next after Dr. B and did a beautiful quantum meditation, like tears. And I'm not a crier. I am not a crier. And I wasn't boohoo crying, but I felt the tears just running down my face as I was releasing. She had us release some stuff because, of course, you can't have anything new come in if you're holding on to the old. So just releasing, I just felt it just pouring out of me. I was like, "Oh my God, this is so much." And, of course, she did her light language thing, like anchoring it in, talking to our light bodies. It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. I heard some other people crying in the audience, but I wasn't audible. I'm a silent. When I do cry, very silent. Very little time do I sob and wail. But yeah, so she was up next, and then we had Billy Carson. He came up with his spoken word, and that was just absolutely beautiful. He was just talking about ancient ones and how it's connected with us here now, how it's in our DNA. That's unlocking that. That was beautiful. Billy Carson's spoken word, and I got to give him a hug, and I just told him, "Billy, I still love you. I still rock with you. I'm mad that Elizabeth isn't here, but I understand, right? Mommy duties, I understand. But I still love you. I still rock with you, and everything else that's happening, like, fuck all that shit. Like, no more apologizing. We're done. Not everybody can be on all the time, right? But don't let that beat you down." So he was like, "Thank you, I appreciate that." And you know what? He recognized me. I didn't even have. I was like, "Hi, I'm ascending infinite goddess." He's like, "Yeah, I know who you are." I was like, "Yeah, you know who I am, Billy Carson. Yeah, you know." Okay, and that was one of my biggest things for me. Not Billy Carson recognizing me, but people recognizing me. People like, "Yes, goddess, I know your voice. Yes, I've seen your commercial. Maybe I never had a reading with you, but I watch your YouTube videos all the time." Shout out to the goddess whose husband owns a security company. I was in line for KT, the arch degree, about to get some products from him, and she was there. And I was just striking up conversation, just talking, being a social butterfly. And she's like, "I know who you are." She's like, "I know your voice." She said, "I heard your voice and I knew it immediately." She's like, I watch you at night." So shout out to you, sis. Like, thank you so much. And thank you everyone who stopped me, right? I know sometimes I can have a bit of an intimidating aura about myself, or I can look like really focused. That's because sometimes I'm trying not to get sidetracked or anything, but thank you for stopping me. You can always approach me respectfully, right? Thank you everyone who asked me if you could hug me or take a picture with me. Thank you for asking first. I'm grateful for that. But you all can always approach me. Who I am here right now is who I am in person all the time. I have no mask. I have no filter ever, ever, ever. Right. So thank you so much for that. But that was such a beautiful thing for me, just seeing how many people recognize me. And that was important after when I had this conversation with Aaron, that really kind of brought it home. But I'm going to get into that in a minute. So after Billy Carson did his spoken word, we had Kambada come up. Now, I fucks with Kambada. Me and hubby love Kambada, all right? And he came up and he was like, spitting. He was just, Like he said, I just finished this run right now before I came on stage. But he was just bringing, he's a wordsmith. He was talking about the irises of your eye and how it's connect with Isis. But he was like, not the terrorist, but Isis, the goddess. And he brought in how Siri, and he broke things like, Psi I is, or like it was just all types of stuff. I think my brother Rich put his clip up on YouTube. Actually, check that out. Do yourself a favor. He was going for like 10 minutes. It was amazing. And then when it was said and done, after him, we broke for an hour interlude. So I ran to my brother's house because my brother's literally like 5 minutes away from the venue. Went to his house, used the bathroom because I was like, I'm not standing in that line. Came back and was like, yeah, gotta find Erin. So went to her, found her, joined the line. And while I was in line, I was standing there talking to A.A. Rashid because he was staying at Brother Opa table. And I was like, hey, Rashid, I loved you. How was Japan? I love that video. We want to get to Japan, sooner than later. And he was like, yeah, that's the first time I've ever, not felt racism in my life. He's like, they really loved me. They treat me like a god. He's like, I may be going out there later on this month. And I was like, oh, that's my birthday. He was like, when's your birthday? I said, February 28th, the last day of this month. And he's like, oh, okay, so you a Pisces? I said, yeah. He's like, my Jupiter is in Pisces. And I almost fell out because on the drive up there, I was talking to one of my beautiful sister goddesses, and we got to talking about Jupiter, and she was like, oh, my brother is a master astrologer. And she called him, and we spoke for like 30 minutes maybe, just talking on Jupiter. Ended up booking, she gifted me actually a booking with him to get my chart read a little bit more in depth, and just how we can move things. But for the fact for him to say my Jupiter is in Pisces, out of all the placements in the chart, I was like, hell yeah, A.A. Rashid, thank you. So we got to talking about that because that's where my placement is as well. And, just the connection there. So that was great. Then I got up to Erin Lyons, and I was just like, I love you. We're soul sisters. She's like, yeah, you feel very familiar. And I was like, she was like, not just your face, but your energy feels very familiar. And I was like, that's because we're on the same wave, sis. We are soul sisters. That's why I had to make sure. Like, and I manifested seeing you, and I saw you, and now here it is again. I'm talking to you, like, we here. So, long story short, I was like, I don't have a question, but if there's anything you feel that you should tell me, great. If not, I'll just take a picture, but I would love to have both. So she's like, of course you can have both. You can have it all. And we took the picture. And she said, basically, stop being afraid of being seen and stop looking at challenges as, I don't have time to do that, or I don't have to do that because it's too XYZ, right? Basically, like making excuses or making way to say I shouldn't have to do things that are difficult. And that's exactly how I feel. If something is difficult, I'm like, oh yeah, it's not meant for me to do because I should live a life of ease. That's how I feel my life should be. So I was like, you know what? I said, I said, there's a service I've been thinking about doing and opening and extending, and I haven't done it, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to open up and I'm going to put that out there. And she's like, yeah, go for it. So with that being said, because I'm no longer afraid of being seen, I'm grateful for all of you all who see me. It's funny when people will be like, oh, it's so nice to see you. It's so nice to meet you. My response is, it's nice to be seen, right? That's always how I respond to people, but I'm really going to embody that. So I do like mentoring guidance sessions. I do that in person. But a few months ago, one of my regular clients asked me if I would do it with her virtually online. And I was like, I don't know how's it going to work. But it worked out so well with her. And I was like, I should open it up for Wealthy Family, for the community. So I'm actually going to do that. I'm actually going to open up my guidance sessions, my mentoring guidance sessions. It's a 3-month time frame. It'll be starting on April 1st, so it'll be for the month of April, May, and June. I'm going to put that up on my website, and it'll be on a sales price because my birthday sale is still going on, right, for the entire month of February. Prices are marked down. Prices are as marked, so you don't have to put in any coupon code. It's a great time to go ahead and get your services, get it in, right? Visit my website, www.ascendinginfinitegoddess.com, so you can see all the different services, not just card readings. I do mental healing sessions, which is like therapy, but we get a lot of weight off. We get it off, right? We uproot things. Sometimes we do revision. It just depends on what the situation is. I work with your chakras. I get your chakra energy centers aligned and balanced, clearing out some of that clutter, right? But I do that and so much more. So visit my website, www.ascendinginfinitegoddess.com. See the services, see my calendar. I know I only have a few spots left in February. February got booked up really quickly. Thank you for that. Thank you for that as well. So after the intermission, we now had Bidel come up, and Bidel was spitting. Bidel was spitting. You hear me? Like, it was live. I loved it. And then someone came on after him. I missed them. I apologize. I was back there talking, running my mouth. But then Sister Myra came on to. Oh, no. Then KT the Arch Degree came in, and KT the Arch Degree was just. Oh no, it wasn't KT yet. It was Blue Pill. It was Blue Pill. So Blue Pill came on. Shit, was it Blue Pill or was it Red Pill? One of the pillars. I want to say it was Pope Pablo. Blue Pill. Okay, so he came on dressed in his Pope attire, his white attire, and was like, he was dropping it. Okay, that spoken word that he dropped, he was dropping it. Like, I love that. I love that. And then followed up with his brother, KT the Arch Degree. Did y'all know that the Pillars and KT the Arch Degree were like real blood siblings? I found that out a year ago. But it still is like, wow, okay, that makes sense. That's why their shirt has the 3 high tops. They have a sister too, but yeah. So, so KT the Arch Degree came on, and he was just doing freestyle. He was like freestyling. He was like, with the slow, smooth type stuff. I was like, okay, slow, smooth freestyle. I like it. Right? He was like, I'm spitting off the dome. So he gave us 2 off the dome. Then he was like, I'm gonna spit from my heart. And his message from the heart, so beautiful. His message from the heart was, you can take all these extra things, but know that you are the outlet. Like, you are the plug. You are all of it, and you really should take more account into yourself and your power that you have within you. Okay, get out and get some sunlight. Okay, that's one of the things I got from my son. I got KT's vitamin D pills, and on it says take with plenty of sunlight. Pop the pills, but get plenty of sunlight. So yeah, I actually kept him home from school today, and we were in the sun all day. I love it. Okay, and then lastly was Sister Myra, and she did her Super Bowl breakdown, right? Breaking down the hidden symbolism of it all. That was beautiful. But at this time now, it was like 12:30, and my eyes was getting heavy because I had been up since like 5 in the morning, and I was like, oh, Sister Myra. So I had to get up. I heard her in the background, but I had to get up. I had bought some sea moss, so I went and picked that up. And then guess who I ran into? Guess who I ran into? Erin Lyons. Yeah, she was leaving. And I was like, what's up, Erin? So we were chit-chatting for a little bit as she was walking out the door. And I was like, yeah, because I said, I came up here to see you. So it's only fitting I got to see you like 3 times. Like, I feel like now we're best friends. She doesn't know it, but we are. And then I saw Kambada, and I was like, Kambada, you was up there ripping. And he's like, yo, I'm so glad I saw you. He's like, I like to visualize events and picture how things are going to go before I attend. He's like, and you and your husband were people that I wanted to see. So thank you. I'm glad you stopped by and shout me out. And I was like, man, I said, hubby's in LA, so he didn't make this one. But most definitely, you was up there ripping, and I was shooting you with the ad-libs as well. You may not have heard me, but I was there. I was feeling the vibe, and I love that. I love that. Right? I love the fact that, again, when I told y'all about my aha moment, that which is seeking me, that which I am seeking is also seeking me. So I wanted to see Erin Lyons and connect with her. And for her to tell me I feel very familiar, I wanted to get certain things from KT the Arch Degree to help my baby, and he had it exactly what I needed. And I'm not going to tell you everything I got, but he had exactly what I needed. I was like, that is perfect, right? I wanted to get some sea moss, but I was like, I don't like sea moss that has like the freaking flavor to it. The texture is already kind of weird. And you know what? The cyst that was there with the sea moss, not an issue. Right? It had 0 taste to it. I said, this is perfect for me. That which I am seeking is also seeking me, right? Brother Yosef, he was patronizing someone and some money fell out his pocket, and I was trying to get his attention. He'd be like, yo, your money fell on the floor, son. Like, get your shit. And somebody else caught him from, like, because I was standing behind him. So somebody who was coming from the front caught him and told him, and he scooped it up. And then he turned around, he saw me. He's like, "Did you tap me?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, I was trying to get you, but brother Yosef, he's tall and he's big, so it's like, I barely felt it. And I was like, I kind of felt like that lady who was pulling on Jesus's skirt, and he said, "I feel some power coming out of me," and he started laughing. We had that was funny, but then we took a picture together and kept it pushing. But like stuff like that, and then for them to recognize that, like, you may not know my face, but they're like, I don't need to know your face, I know your voice. Your voice is it, right? Sometimes people will tongue trip over my name, Ascending Infinite Goddess, and I sometimes I think, should I change this up? Should I? And I'm like, no, no, right? The name holds power, so exert your power. Every time you say my name, Ascending Infinite Goddess, like even with you, every time you say your spiritual name, you're invoking a higher power. You're invoking your higher nature, right? So don't ever dim your light as the sun comes out from behind the clouds, right? You saw how bright it just got? Oh my goodness. But yeah, so that is that. Those are my takeaways. It was so beautiful and it was hot, but black people, we bring the heat because we are so electrifying. We are so electrifying, all right? And nobody, dimmed themselves down. Everybody was just on par, whether they were prepared for days, weeks, hours, or if they were just spitting it right there from in the moment, using that energy. Like, it was just such a beautiful thing. It was such a beautiful thing. So I am grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you for sharing this time with me. If you saw me at the 9 Ether event and you took a picture with me, can you send that to me? Can you text it to me? Thank you for posting it and tagging me online as well. Some of you all have done that. I'm grateful for that. But text it to me, 786-828-8722. Right? That's my business phone, but it's a cell phone, so I get it. But that is that. I love you all and I appreciate you all. And until we connect again, stay alert, stay aware, and live in love.